your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
And it is cold out there tonight. Already we've got temperatures down to 20 degrees in Champaign and Springfield. Look at this wind chill, though, which is down into the single digits. Feels like 7 in Peru, 12 Springfield, and 9 degrees tonight in Champaign. Nothing on the satellite radar picture in terms of precipitation. We got the clouds moving in. But soon, that is going to change. Now, in the morning, as you're heading out to your vehicle, you won't have any snow on it. You won't have rain, but you will have some frost. 19 degrees there to start things out. Allow an extra couple of minutes there. Winter weather advisory for tomorrow. The latest on snow and ice accumulations coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
A man says his rights were violated when a school board president interrupted him. What happened when the attorney general got involved? Plus, a man who beat up another outside of a bar was sentenced, and the victim says he got off lucky. And if you buy recreational marijuana, you're going to want to be careful where you put it, just how harmful it could be to your pets.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 9 on X49.
He wanted to control what I was saying.
This man was cut off from public comment by the RANTOUL school board president, and after investigating, the state's attorney general says the board broke the law. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. The attorney general ruled the school board violated the Open Meetings Act when the president restricted that man from speaking. It happened a few months ago, but the issue was brought up again tonight. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in our newsroom. So, Jennifer, give us some background on what happened here.
Jessica, at a school board meeting in October, Wendell Golston stood in front of the board to speak in public comment. He started by referencing a shooting that happened that same day involving 2 teenagers. Both the shooter and the victim used to go to Rantoul High School. The comment gave context for Golston's suggestion and request that the school board consider reviewing and improving the district's disciplinary policy and the need for more parental responsibility and accountability for the children. The school board president interrupted him, stopping Golston from speaking, saying that his comment did not pertain to school business. After investigating, the AG's office ruled that the school board violated the Open Meetings Act. Tonight, the board president, Bill Sweat, apologized for what he did.
I should not have interrupted you and redirected your conversation. I should let you want to continue. So therefore, I offer you my apology for interrupting.
The Attorney General's office says, quote, the Open Meetings Act does not authorize the board president's interruption because it addressed the content of Mr. Golston's comments rather than a procedural matter, end quote. Plus, Golston's comments were not personal attacks, profane, or disruptive, according to the AG's office. Coming up at 10 tonight, hear the other school board members' reaction after just finding out about this violation tonight at the school board meeting. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, we'll see you at 10. Students have off on Veterans Day every year, but soon some Central Illinois students could be in the classroom instead. This week, the Champaign School District started weighing the option to keep kids in school on Veterans Day. They say it could give them more flexibility with the rest of their schedule. If kids do go to school that day, they will have to learn about Veterans Day in class. It's been an observed national holiday since 1938. We have an update from 6. SIU and UIS leaders just announced a downtown innovation district that will be coming to Springfield. They say business incubation, acceleration, and technology innovation are the big goals here. They hope it'll help build talent in the area. There was no location announced tonight. Leaders say they will release a business plan in the coming weeks, and they are taking public input on it until then. Students at U of I will be paying more for their education. Today, the Board of Trustees approved tuition increases. Tuition will go up almost 2% for incoming in-state, out-of-state, and international freshmen in Urbana-Champaign. That increase will help with a faculty hiring initiative that started this year. Some students who already attend U of I say in the grand scheme of things, it won't make much of a difference.
Obviously, school is expensive for everybody, but there's sort of a point when you're already like $20,000 in debt, and some people that I know are like 6 figures in debt, that even a couple $100s just doesn't even seem like that much because just everything is going to loans.
In-state and out-of-state freshmen will have a 1% tuition increase for the Springfield campus. In-state freshmen will pay almost 2% more in Chicago. Out-of-state, 3.5% more in Chicago. We have new information on a crash that happened in Danville yesterday. The coroner released the name of a man who died. The crash happened near Main Street and Lynch Road yesterday morning, just after 7 a.m. The victim has been identified as 23-year-old Kirkland Butcher from Danville. Police are still investigating. A man who was beaten outside of a Buckley bar in 2017 believes the man who beat him got off lucky. 27-year-old Shane Weber pleaded guilty to aggravated battery for beating Michael Hilgas. He's sentenced to 4 years of probation. Hilgas says it was a relief to hear Weber plead guilty, but still believes he got off easy. That's because Hilgas will have to live with his injuries for the rest of his life.
To me, he's not a man. I mean, I'm sorry I'm getting older, but he shouldn't have thumped me. He shouldn't have beat me up.
I can't say I can forgive him yet. Eventually, I probably will forgive him, but at the moment, the pain is still there.
The Hilligas family tried in 2017 to get the Dutch Master Bar to close. They said they thought the bar was negligent and asked village trustees to shut it down, but it is still open. We have an update to a story we have been following for months. The former owner of an animal sanctuary pleaded not guilty to animal cruelty today. Corinne DiLorenzo was indicted by a grand jury earlier this year. She ran Earth Animal Sanctuary in Thawville, and she's accused of taking in animals for 3 years after the board for the sanctuary dissolved because it failed to report taxes. A former board member found the remains of at least 600 animals on the former site last June. Veterinarians at the U of I are warning people to watch how they handle pot around pets. They've had at least 2 cases of what was likely marijuana intoxication in animals. Experts recommend thinking of marijuana the same way you think about your medication. Keep your pills in a medicine cabinet and do the same with your pot.
And you know that dogs like to take desserts off the table, and they don't discriminate. It doesn't matter how it tastes. They're gonna eat it if it seems interesting to them. So you really do have to be careful. You can't assume that they won't like, pot brownies or whatever you've got.
The risks for animals if they do ingest marijuana are significant. Some of them will act lethargic, and it could lower their heart rate. In some cases, they'll go into comas, and in extreme cases, they can die. Lawmakers are changing a law signed a year ago. The Firearm Dealer License Certification Act was signed to get illegal guns off the streets. Now some new regulations are being added, but the specifics are not being announced until tomorrow. The regulations right now deal with things like security requirements. Some gun shop owners say the requirements included in that current law have been costly.
Is going to run some guys out of the business. I mean, I can name 10 guys that I know of that used to deal in firearms that are no longer doing it.
The new regulations will expire after 150 days, and after that, a final set of rules could then be available for gun dealers. The president is expanding religious freedom in your kid's school. We'll tell you what he signed today. Plus, it was a tense moment after the Democratic debate Tuesday night. What was actually said between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders.
All is calm tonight as we look down across the capital city of Springfield on the Roofing Dog High-Net Flooring America weather camera. Recap today, we'll throw that temperature up there at 29 for the high and 18 for the low, running below average for the high. We've got more of that to come, along with some big-time winds, below zero wind chills, and the latest on all the snow, ice, and rain coming up.